What's up, guys and girls? This is James Unlocking the Value and Copy My Crypto, talking to you today about the wonderful world of crypto. Bitcoin and Ethereum continue to be doing well, and of course, that drives the market forward and the whole market. So that's really positive news. I'm going to look at the charts on Bitcoin. I'm also going to talk about recent news regarding Google's apparent acceptance of crypto again, and how venture capitalist firms are doing. Before I get into that, as always, the spreadsheet's updated. These were the first 26 coins I spoke about on the channel. Ones I thought would crush it in the bull cycle. If you'd invested $100 into each one, currently be sitting on a whopping profit of about $28,000, which is pretty good, especially given we've been experiencing an enormous correction compared to what we've seen in previous bull cycles. I'm only in a few of these now. The rest are compounded into projects that will provide better gains, provide better opportunities, better or returns on investment, and just fundamentally are better opportunities. That's what it boils down to. If you're brand new to crypto, this is bang on perfect for you. I highly recommend you check out Copy My Crypto. Link is in the description. Every coin I hold provides significant opportunities and benefits, massive benefits. Right, let's get into it. So, we're looking at Bitcoin now. When I did the video yesterday, I said that we've got about 4 days before the breakout, or before we have to have a breakout, effectively. And we're technically we've broken out of this triangle now. We've got to see how the day closes, right? But on the 4 hourly, we are now breaking out, so it's really good, and breaking out in the positive trajectory. So hopefully, God willing, we're going to have a real bounce forward, and a real push up. Because if we do break out properly, all of a sudden we start seeing 41, 42. The target point is around 51, 50 and a half. So that's really, really good news. And Ethereum is actually breaking out really well also. The last, like, 24 hours, 36 hours, Ethereum's really had some decent trajectory. So if it holds that momentum, we're going to see some really good stuff for all the other altcoins as well. So excellent news. Right, Google are changing their policy. They've banned cryptocurrency ads for what feels like forever. But they've said beginning August 3rd, advertisers offering crypto exchanges and wallets targeting the US may advertise those products and services when they meet the following criteria and are certified by Google. They must be registered with Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. And the company had actually elaborated that all prior cryptocurrency exchange certifications will be revoked on August 3rd. Advertisers must request new crypto exchanges and wallet certifications with Google when the application form is published July 8th. So we've only got a couple of months before before particularly you guys in the US, we're going to start seeing these ads pop up left, right, and center. But it's a solid step towards adoption. However you feel about Google, seeing them more allowing that level of advertising once again bodes well. It legitimately does, because they will have also, like, CEOs and the top brass of Google will have been speaking with government agencies, and they're doing that on the basis that they see something changing in the US. Whether or not it's the regulation or not. And regulation, like I said, as much as no one wants to deal with government, the moment a government goes, we're regulating crypto, that's a government acceptance of a new financial system. Whether or not they're accepting that it's gonna take over the original, or the legacy systems, positive step. Google will have spoken to governments about and they'll certainly have spoken to people in the US government about their perspectives. So that is going to become, those acceptance of ads are going to be coming in line with some element of regulation change. So as far as I can see, that is positive. That is just wider acceptance of crypto. And that's what we need. It's what we need for the markets to continue the momentum that they've got for an inevitable crash that will happen within, I don't know, the next 6 months or so. Probably January, February at the latest. Other news, Silicon Valley bets on crypto projects to disrupt finance. Now, none of this is going to be significant news, but I want to point something out to people. So, early investors in Uniswap, Uniswap has a 4-year vesting schedule for the tokens. Okay, so the early investors on Uniswap have 4 years worth of vesting. So they'll be released presumably in month by month to some degree, right? However, or they might all be released in 4 years. Now, when you see a vesting schedule, I think a lot of people go, oh, God, I don't want a vesting schedule. I want to have access to my funds. Now, whatever you want to say about vesting schedule and however you feel about being an early investor and having to wait, the benefits pay out. The actual profit for early investors of Uniswap is 400 times if the price stays as it is. Bear in mind, it wasn't that long ago, Uniswap was at $40, right? So at the moment it's at 28, I think. 28? Yeah, call it 28. So that's 400 times better. So the massive benefits of early investment are there to be seen. And we're going through we've been going through a significant correction that we're not necessarily out of, by the way. Me being positive about this, about breaking out of this triangle, doesn't mean that we're out of it. Yeah, we could still come back in. We could still go on the downturn. There's a lot that has to happen with Bitcoin, particularly breaking through 200-day moving average, which we haven't done. But yeah, because we're in a correction right now, I've noticed, particularly within the crypto space, the something that stopped and people stopped talking about launchpads, and that's interesting to me because launchpads fundamentally is early access to investments, and there are some really good ones out there. There's some very good launchpads that give you guaranteed allocation, or larger windows. Some are really bad. Some you end up in Ethereum-based gas wars because of a time frame. I think that's awful. But there are some really good launch pads out there, and they provide an opportunity to be an early investor. And a lot of these have vesting periods, whether it's 10 months or a year or 6 months or however long, or every IDO is different. But these sort of launch pads, usually they release a certain percentage of the tokens immediately. Usually you can flip that initial release, and most people will be able to get their money back on their initial investment. And then they've still got the rest of their money or the tokens that they bought to come in. And the reason I'm talking about this is fundamentally when this market recovers in the way that most of us believe that it's going to really recover, and we're going to start smashing all-time highs yet again. Things that are going to have a second wave, NFTs, of course. Of course, NFTs. They're not really gone. People are still minting tons. It's just that the tokens revolving around NFTs got hit hard. As did everything though. DeFi is going to get hit. DeFi is going to have another second wave. Launchpads, of course, launchpads are going to have a huge second wave. The opportunity to be in a position where you can, because you hold so many tokens, you can now get early access to investments. Launchpad tokens are going to have a huge second wave. And it's one of those that when you read that, you should be thinking, why aren't I an early investor? Why aren't I an early investor in anything? Because that's what we should be. You know, it ends up being a case of, oh, the vesting period's a few years, right? But if it's a good project, and you should check, I'm not saying everything's a good project, obviously not. But if it's a good project, gives a shit if it's 3 years, 4 years for vesting. That just means the next time there's been a Bitcoin halving, you'll have released all your tokens and then you're prepared for the bull cycle, right? But worth checking out those launch pads because NFTs, DeFi, launch pads, all three of them have to have a second wave. And the more and more and more you're seeing big institutions getting into DeFi, the more we're going to see insurance being a huge wave again as well. It didn't really have the wave it should have, insurance. So I'm really interested to see how that insurance plays out. But that's it from me. I just chatting in general. I'm glad to see Bitcoin on an upward trajectory and Ethereum. Hopefully that continues. If you're brand new to crypto, check out Copy My Crypto. It's a perfect opportunity to see what I hold and the benefits of every single coin I hold. And the benefits are immense. Anyway, that's it from me. Take care and stay safe. Bye, guys.